did go, and Disney, they monopolized this year with movie after movie after movie that they were big hits.
Well, they know how to spend the money.
Yeah, and everybody out there said they're going to ruin stuff, and they've been doing everything but ruining stuff.
They have not ruined Marvel or Star Wars yet.
No, don't jinx them. And speaking about Marvel,
operative word on that was yet.
Nurse Misery. One of
the mouse will get involved. I'm telling you.
One of the big releases this year was, of course, the Avengers, and it was shadowed out by all the other movies.
But it was good.
But it was really good. Age of Ultron. Now, if you're a comic fan, I'm going to say this over and over and over again until it's in your head. They do not follow the book.
Not at all.
Just watch the movie.
Not even close.
Yeah, just watch the movie for what it is. Entertaining.
Otherwise, you're just going to get angry, and no one wants.
You're going to put your fist through the television.
Angry nerds are bad nerds.
I can actually go back to when there was a comic series on TV, before they started putting it in print.
Yeah.
And no, they have not followed. Even the comic books don't follow the comics, the animated series that you see on the TV. Then the movies don't follow that.
No.
Who should you get upset with?
Nobody. Just enjoy it.
They're all different storylines. So.
Right. Well, you're dealing with some highly focused nerds.
Oh, you are. There were nerds that tore apart the new Star Wars movie and said it sucked. And I want to say, do you guys have a pulse? Because you are the 2% of America that did say it
they're
sucked.
the people that can't simply just enjoy something. But you have done that at movies yourself.
I have, and I am guilty of that.
So.
Another big hit that came out, and I was shocked by how well it was done, was Ant-Man. Marvel's newest creation to Disney's line there.
Yeah, I held no hope, but I wasn't pleasantly surprised.
Because talking about books, movies that don't follow the storyline, this one went way out in left field.
Yep.
Way out there. But it was still cool. I mean, the villain, you guys know what I thought. Unnecessary. Yellow Jacket was kind of lame.
Very.
Yeah, they could have had something cooler, and they could have led up to something cooler at the end of the movie, but they did not. So you sat there and waiting for the movie to end, and you're waiting for a cool, typical Marvel spoiler, and there was nothing.
Nothing but your classic origins movie, which every Marvel has that first movie that's kind of
But it wasn't.
The second one's always amazing.
It wasn't your typical origin movie, because if you remember, Captain America's origin movie was boring as all hell.
Well, yeah, because we watched it at home because we didn't bother going to the theaters for it, and we both fell asleep both times we tried watching it.
That was a boring flick. And
it was a great nap.
The Thor was pretty good at the end of it. But that was another movie where the origin movie
I
were like...
liked Thor the whole time.
Oh, that's
because he's pretty.
Yeah, thank you. You're checking out the dude. You're not even...
And he can't act.
Yeah. No, he definitely cannot act. The gentleman that's doing this, thank God he is imaging a superhero that is already popular.
Now, only being a part-time nerd, I had never heard of Ant-Man until hearing about it on Chuckle's Crypt.
Really? Never heard of that as a kid?
See, until Chuckles brought it up to me, I hadn't heard of him either, but he had brought him up forever ago.
Then you guys never obviously read the original Avengers.
I had told you before I had never read a comic till I met you.
Ooh, jeez.
You already knew that.
That was in their prenuptial agreement.
Chuckles Crypt, folks, you did not hear her say that.
You better start reading comics.
Yeah, you better.
I watched all the cartoons and knew the storylines from those.
And like I just pointed out, the storylines in the comics and the storylines in the animated series do not coincide.
Right.
Exactly.
And that's like someone saying they're a Spider-Man fan and the only thing they've ever done is played the video game and watched the cartoon and never picked up a single book in his life.
My nephew at 9 years old was a Spider-Man fan because he had the same Spider-Man PJs for 2 years until the threads just flew apart.
Oh, no.
Your nephew's 9 years old. There's an excuse for that. But I know a grown man. Now, this is a good story before we go into the next song.
Don't ask man.
A grown man who says when he grows up, he wants to be like his idol, Spider-Man. And when I brought him a Spider-Man comic book, now I'm saying 30 plus, I brought him his very first Spider-Man comic book at the tender age of 41. And he had been into Spider-Man for 20 to 30 years. I said, "You've never read a book?" And he goes,
okay, I'm going to go out on a limb here. I just dye me out as psychic, whatever you want to call it. He lives somewhere in the West Warwick, Coventry area.
Well, at that time,
All right, wait. No, wait. Let me finish. He has gone to some type of a public school for the first 18 years of his life.
Finished.
Coventry.
I don't believe.
No, he didn't.
Okay.
Coventry.
Okay. You are just playing right into what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
Sometimes they just can't read the comics
To
when the
appreciate
comics are
the comic.
available.
Oh man, come on! Even if you can't read them,
pictures.
Look at the
thank
pictures.
you, Tony. There's pretty pictures
It's perfect
inside
for
of them.
the illiterate child
Well, I
or
mean,
the illiterate
Now,
grown man.
this same grown man, before we leave, I gave him the option to meet the actual creator of Spider-Man. And I said, well, if you want to meet Spider-Man, you got to come up and meet Stan Lee. And his reaction to me was, who's Stan Lee?
did you punch him in the throat?
I would have, but it would have been punching a handicapped person in the throat, and I would have gone to jail.
That would have been a mercy killing at that point.
It was
Just
really...
because they're allowed to collect
Yeah,
disability.
and he is the father of my nieces and nephews. Let's just leave it
Oh,
at that.
so you brought that out.
Yeah.
You just laid him out on the line.
Of course I did. He deserves every bit of it. Raunchy little bastard he is.
Chuckles, FCC.
Hey, I
People
said
like-
everything FCC
It is-
appropriate.
it is a legal term.
That's right. It's
Yes.
a technical term.
It is, but he doesn't cool
No
it now.
F-bombs,
He's
it
going to
didn't
go
hit.
down further.
It did not have any F-bombs in it. It did
No.
not go across with George Collins' 7 words you can't
Thank
say
you.
on
No, it
TV.
didn't.
So it is
But knowing
perfectly
him,
acceptable.
that's like a starting
Tony
phrase.
Jones, before I get into some more trouble, let's go
snowballs
down
from
to some
there.
music,
You were
please.
just stating your scientific opinion. We're going to hear from the Misfits up next. Here is Diana.
I'm so young in your soul. It's my darling, I've been told. I don't care just what they say, 'cause forever I will pray. You and I will be as free as the birds of the trees. Oh, please save me, Diana.
Attleboro's own The Sweet Release, Whether or Not, the name of that one. Before that, we heard some Misfits off of Project 1950, Diana. Tony Jones here. You were tuned in to Tony Jones's Rockin' New Year's Eve broadcast. We are online on Rhode Island Free Radio at rifreeradio.org and over the airwaves on AM 1320 WARA Attleboro. Thanks for hanging out with us. Hope you're having a blast tonight. And if you're heading out, be safe, have some fun. If you're staying in, one of my favorites right now is going on, which I will be partaking in for as long as I can tomorrow, is the Black and White Twilight Zone marathon that is currently going on and will be going on all day tomorrow into the new year. I can't wait to, some of those episodes, they hold up. They're in black and white, and they hold up in right until today. It's amazing, and they freak you. Actually, I think when I get home tonight, nice and dark, overnight, I'm going to watch Twilight Zone until the break of dawn. But I digress because Chuckles the Clown from Chuckles Crypt, he has the floor this hour. Chuckles, good evening.
Good evening. Now, Twilight Zone is great show, except for when you've seen it so many times that
he's not talking about Twilight with the sparkling vampires.
No, we don't ever bring that one up. Ever. That's another show.
Reality break, reality check, whatever you want to call it. Vampires do not sparkle.
And those movies do not go in my DVD players or Blu-ray players.
Those DVDs have never entered our home.
Nope, nor shall they. No, I would rather have.
Better make sure your little sister doesn't smuggle them in.
No, I would rather have New Kids on the Block play live in my living room.
At this point, you could just get New Kids on the Block to show up at your house. I would assume.
Yeah,
I think I saw one guy parking cars.
Maybe that's why he was giving me attitude.
That's why he was so angry. You didn't recognize him.
That's right. He was angry because he was out there hanging tough.
In Crompton, hanging tough. No, we're talking about some good movies of 2015. Now, normally I would talk about the comic books and all the other stuff. And stay tuned, because coming up, the very first Chuckles Crypt of the new year, we will be talking about the Star Wars comic book franchise.
Yes.
Last time we talked about the movies, and we did not have enough time to talk about the comic franchise.
No spoilers.
No spoilers until January 17th. So if you haven't seen it by then, that's a month.
Till then.
I'm going to spoil it. So, George, if you're listening, Mr. Garner, remember, watch it before then, or I'm going to spoil a lot for you. And I'm being fair. You think Nurse Misery? A month? That's fair enough.
That is more than fair. If you haven't seen it in a month, you don't want to see it.
You're not serious if you haven't seen it in a month.
You're not a fan if you haven't seen it in a month. And you probably don't care.
Yeah.
So at that point, you don't care if we spoil it.
Right.
We can tell you if
For those of you
dies,
who are not be able to see in this room right now, my hand is up in the air because I just don't care.
very vibrantly too.
Yeah, you care
He's
more
very
about the one
enthusiastic
called
about that.
Porn Wars, and not Pawn Wars. Porn Wars.
Actually, it started off a long time ago with a cartoon called Tripping the Rift. Do you remember that one?
Should I?
I'm scared.
If you have Netflix, look up